Halo Cipers, bersama saya, Admin Piro, masih di segmen terbaru dari YouTube Kecipir Organik, Healthy Lifestyle dari seluruh dunia. Di episode kedua ini, kita akan diperkenalkan oleh seorang urban gardener tentang 3 kesalahan utama dari seorang urban gardener. Mau tahu ada apa aja? Yuk simak videonya.
Mistake number 1 is putting your garden in an inconvenient location. It's very similar to working out. You don't want to make your gym bag really hard to get to. You want your meals ready to go. I could probably take some advice there, but in the garden, I certainly have mastered this, and that's because my gardens are easy to access. What you want to do is make it accessible and easy to work in, low friction. For me, actually, in my raised bed garden at least, that means a tall raised bed. Really helps me. I'm quite tall and I don't want to bend down as much, save my back. Again, another easy thing to do. But these tiny little things, this really doesn't even have to do with any gardening practice, fertilizing, watering, transplanting, starting seeds. It's just where the garden is in the first place. It's a huge mistake that people can make when they're starting out. So make it easy to access and you'll have a much better time. Mistake number 2 is planting in an area that doesn't get enough sun. It's not a good location for planting. So I was hanging out behind my chimney there. This is my north-facing wall. So this is oriented north. This one is oriented east to west. And the sun, of course, rises in the east, sets in the west. So the pattern of my sun here on my property, it comes from about there in the winter and ends right about there. What does that mean? It doesn't get high enough right now to crest over this wall, and it also doesn't make it anywhere over there. And so what does that mean? In this bed, I can't really plant much that's going to need a ton of sun. And so a huge mistake you can make as a beginner gardener is planting things that don't match to the sun and light availability of an area. The best way to do that is observation. Maybe 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m., go out and just kind of see where the shadows fall, and just remember that this is actually going to change based on the time of year. But please remember, do not plant in an area that does not have enough sun for the plant you're trying to grow. Mistake number 3 is planting too far from a water source. So I want to show you what I've had to do. I don't have irrigation set up here at the Epic Garden. I actually have one outlet here for water on the side of my house that's really inconveniently placed. It's in the middle of my house between the front and the backyard. And so I've used a hose splitter here, and then I've split that many times over. Of course, I'm gonna get irrigation, but the reason why you don't wanna do this is because, again, it's one of those laziness things. If you're gonna have to lug water over, you might just decide not to do it that day, and then the day gets too hot, the plants die, and you're in a big world of hurt, and you've, again, killed some plants. You don't wanna do that. So let me show you what I've done. Again, this is not the best solution. I'm still getting irrigation set up here, but hey, if it works, it works. If it lets me access water, then I'm happy. Like I mentioned, the first thing I've done is split this. So we go to the front yard with one of the hoses. Now what you could do here is you could just use a standard hose, but I've put this into a hose link, which is a hose bib that has a retractable reel right here. So this one can extend out about 82 feet and it can go just about anywhere in this front yard garden. So I've got perfect access in the front yard. The second hose comes through right here. We're gonna wind around the back. Again, if it works, it works. It's not the most clean setup, but we've gone to another hose bib right here with the hose link, and I can access everything in this little temporary orchard, as well as all of the back garden back there.
Nah, gimana Cipers? Sekarang udah tahu kan kesalahan-kesalahan apa aja yang harus dihindarin? Yuk subscribe dan ikuti video healthy lifestyle lainnya hanya di YouTube channel Kecipir Organik.